Hey guys, before we start this video, my apologies for the video quality for the first half of this. It does get better at the end, but I had to take my phone in to get it fixed today, and so the first half of the video was filmed with my GoPro. Not very good quality. My apologies. Skip to the end if you don't like it.
Well, good morning, guys. So that crack in my phone that I told you about yesterday got worse overnight. So instead of waiting until they come to me on Tuesday, I found a place that I could take it and I could fix it. I was hoping they would do it in an hour or hour and a half and I could take it and be done, but not the case. It was going to take 3 or 4 hours, they said. The place is in Perrysburg, which is an hour from here. So I went and dropped it off this morning, and now everything I'm filming is going to be on my GoPro for today. So I have no idea how good the audio or the video is on this, but it's what I've got, at least until I can go and get my phone. So it is about 11 o'clock, late start. I'm not thrilled about it, but it is what it is. I'm going to work on this combine. We got to work on that tailings, get that chain tightened up, and go through it and see what else we can figure out. Okay, so here's the deal. We've got to take this cover off, loosen the nuts on all 4 bolts, and then use this rod here to kind of push this down and tighten this chain up. It should move side to side, but it should not pull away from that sprocket like it does now. It's got to move more than 1/4 of an inch, so that's pretty loose. I tightened this over the winter when we had it in the shop, but it's gotten loose just running wheat. Okay, so the problem is worse than, well, not worse, just more difficult. See these slots right here? Yeah, those, the bolts are at the bottom of the slots, which means we can't just tighten it up. So we've got to find this in this chain and take a half link out, which makes this job much more complicated. Okay, well, I found our major problem, more than just that loose chain. You can see this. I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. I put a new sprocket on here last winter, and I was working on this. And I don't know how I didn't catch this then. I don't know how it didn't happen and to be a problem during wheat harvest. But that chain does not match up with that sprocket. The teeth are completely wrong on it. The chain is not seating in the grooves. It's wrong. So we got to get a new sprocket and put it on, because it's completely wrong. So I got to go call the John Deere dealer and see if I can figure out why and how I got the wrong part number and make sure we can get the right one and hopefully get it here today. Okay, well, I figured out what happened. That part number that's on the combine now is for a 50 chain, and it was for a serial number break below what our combine is. We were right on the break, and ours uses a 60 chain, so wrong one. I called up the dealer. They do not have one in their own system. The closest one was in Lebanon, Indiana, which is not close, and I went up the drive today, so they will have it up at John Deere first thing tomorrow morning at 7:30. So that puts the end to any hopes of harvesting today. It's okay. We got plenty more on. We are going to figure out how to get that half link out of that tailings chain, though, while we've got time to do so. And then here in about half an hour, we got to go down to my seed warehouse, because my agronomist, my sales rep, a couple other dealers are coming to walk through the plot and all that stuff. So, plus I don't have to feel so bad about going making another trip to Perrysburg to get my phone this afternoon and taking time out of the day. So, alright, that's what it is. Let's go work in the combine some more. Alright, so we got the rest of the shielding off of here. We've got to get this chain off, and I'm not finding the connector link, although I'm sure there is one somewhere. But there's a tensioner right here, and it's got this spring with a couple of nuts on it there. We got to loosen that up to get it off, so I'm going to get some wrenches. Alright, so I got this chain off, which lets that sprocket spin freely, which lets me move this paddle chain freely. Here's our connector links. So this one here is a half link. See how it kind of tapers down here? We need to remove that one and connect this directly to here. So we're going to have to pull this all the way up now. Go the opposite direction instead of pushing it down. We want to go all the way up. And then we got to get these little cotter pins out, pull the pins, and then reassemble it. Alright, well here's our half link, and judging by the wear on that pin, on one side at least, the rest of the chain but I did get it back together. We're still plenty loose here, about what we were, maybe a little loose, but we've got all of this adjustment. Tighten this bolt up, let this bottom nut down and push it down. So okay, so this is how we want it. I can't pull it down away from it, but I can move it side to side. So that is a properly adjusted tailings elevator chain. Okay, well, we're making progress there. I was going to get that sprocket off yet, but it's a 16 millimeter, not a 15 millimeter like everything else on the set screws, so I'm going to walk over and get a wrench. But for the meantime, right now, it's time for my little plug tour, so we're going to head down to my seed warehouse. Well, I'm learning stuff here. Got through the bean plot over there already. I'll just start. I'm not going to go through all these because I already did that. If you want to know more about our hybrids, varieties, go check out my plot day video from a couple of weeks ago. Alright, well we just finished up with my plot tour there, looking through all that stuff again. Pretty interesting on some of that stuff and what we're seeing, but nothing too substantial or that we weren't expecting. So anyway, my phone is done. I've got to go get it. So I'm going to make that couple-hour trip and we'll be back here, and it'll be after 5 o'clock, and then we'll see what's going on. Check it out. Look what I got. Phone's back. One piece. I should have showed you what it looked like before I took it in this morning, but I forgot. So the problem now is the battery's going to die, but we're going to try and film on it for a little bit here. I'm going to go get that sprocket off the combine. Alright, so this is the sprocket that is wrong and I've got to get off. These set screws, the ones I was talking about earlier, that were a 16 millimeter and not a 15, so I got them loosened up. Now I got to loosen up the set screws. And yeah, then there's a snap ring. I'm going to have to get some snap ring pliers and take that off, and it should slide right off the end. And since I just put it on last winter, hopefully I was smart enough to never seize it up and it'll slide right off. But we'll see. Well, it is going to move. So I just got to get that snap ring off, and we can get that off. I'll have the new one in the morning. What else do we need to do to this tonight? Alright, so I got Dad to come out and help me. He's going to run the thresher in the head. We're going to see if we can't hear what that squeak is. That chain looks like it might need tightened up too. And he's going to get all kinds of codes because his tailings is not going to be having any speed. But that's okay. Got to open the covers. There's some dust. Alright, let's see if we can figure out what's squeaking down here. Right there. On this. That might not work here. I know! You can't turn the head on? Alright, well, that combine would not turn the head on with that air code going for the tailings because I don't have that sprocket, and so that's not turning, and it's sensing that, and it's throwing a stop code, therefore it won't engage the head. So I'll have to diagnose that problem tomorrow after we get it put back together. Not the end of the world, it'll be okay. Little update on my farm here. My Uncle Jack was up again today, and he was kind of tinkering and taking some more stuff apart. He's been loosening bolts up. He got this cover off of kind of the drive line in there and is cleaning some dirt out. We got half a box of dirt. Took some covers off of the brakes. Took the brake drum off of there. Yeah. And he's not really taking a whole lot of stuff apart so that I can know how things go back together, but he is loosening up a bunch of bolts and getting a lot of dirt off of it. And it's surprisingly everything is coming apart pretty well. So I think he's got these bolts here loose, or he did, the starter.
And yeah, looks good. I would love to work on this and just spend a couple of weeks on it, but we don't have time right now. I got too much other stuff going on and everything, so that's kind of what's going on with it, I guess. We did get all the cultivator parts taken off of the rear axle here. There's a shaft laying there, and then we've got a pile of stuff over here, brackets and whatnot that go with the old cultivators, which the cultivators are down there where we got this tractor, but they sat outside for the last 50, 60 years or whatever, so they're kind of in rough shape. So I don't know. We'll get the tractor running, and maybe someday I'll decide I want to go try and dig them out and get them operational, but they're in pretty rough shape, so that's unlikely. Okay, so I apologize for the video quality today. That's what happens when you don't have a phone. But tomorrow will be much more exciting. I'm going to get that part and get our combine back together. We are going to combine beans tomorrow. I don't know how far we'll get, but we're at least going to do enough to get a truckload. And if that means I have to dodge some wet green spots, we'll do it. But we're going to get a truckload anyway. So with that, I guess that's it for today. Have a good night. Oh, I do have another thing. Okay, so about a month and a half ago, back around the 1st of August, I told you about some friends of mine who had twin baby girls that were conjoined, and they had their separation surgery back on, I think it was August 5th was the date. And I haven't said anything about it since then, but I am pleased to tell you all that that surgery was very successful. Both girls are home now and recovering, doing quite well. The hospital released a press release today. It was an article in the Detroit Free Press. I'm going to put a link to that in the description. It's an awesome story. If you've got a minute, take a look at that, read it. Way cool story. So anyway, have a great night, everybody. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me. And if you have any questions and comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys tomorrow on a Saturday.